Good morning, friends. Coming at you as real and raw as it comes. So, got off my morning Zoom call. We did our gratitude, we did personal development and journaling. So after that, I usually do a little bit more work, then I come downstairs and I do my meals for the day and kids' lunches. So I figured I would film that for you guys so you can kind of see how my routine is and how I incorporate the containers into what I eat. So this is unfiltered and live. So my kids might wake up. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So for my breakfast, I usually have the same thing every day just because I like it and it's easy to fix. So I have 2 eggs, which counts as 1 red. So I start with that and a little spray, so that's like a teaspoon, which if you're doing Ultimate Portion Fix, you would tally each of these things up. So you're gonna see me going like in and out of the camera, view of the camera, and then that light right there is the reflection of my ring light. So you guys are like, what is that? So while I cook, I prepare the kids' lunches. So unless I've done it the night before, which makes it a lot easier. Sometimes my husband helps and does things like he cut their strawberries, and I'm just doing that while the pan heats up. So yeah, this is exciting stuff. I'll give them each a yogurt tube. They don't do Ultimate Portion Fix or anything. I just figured I'd share because I'm talking about it and I'm here. And my daughter has been on a ham sandwich kick, so that's what they're gonna get. And mom life, I usually do like 5,000 things at one time. But I'll try to tell you what I'm doing so you can kind of follow. So I hear it sizzling a little bit, so I'll go ahead and throw my eggs in. And I don't do anything fancy, I just fry them. Then I add my veggies. So normally I will cut all these things up ahead of time. I just didn't this week because I add lots of veggies to my eggs. I got this from Trader Joe's. It's like a tomato medley. So it's got like yellow, red. I know there's a name for these darker ones. I can't remember what it is at the top of my head right now. But to be honest, I prefer just like cherry tomatoes because some of these are a little bit more, not as sweet, which I like the cherry tomatoes. That's like my favorite snack. That and sugar snap peas is like my jam. So all I'm doing is slicing them in half and putting them in this little container. So I don't use the whole green for my veggies. I do those tomatoes and then just this can of sliced jalapenos. So I just scoop a couple of them out or more depending on how spicy I'm feeling that day. So literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 slices of jalapenos that I just dice up and add to my green. So I use 4 green containers a day. That makes sure I get my veggies in for the day. And so you'll kind of see what I do here. So this is half of a green. along with 2 eggs, which is 1 red. So nothing fancy. I usually do onions and mushrooms. Just didn't cut them up and I don't feel like it today. So if you want a big hearty omelet type breakfast, that's a good suggestion. So I just throw them in on top of the fried eggs because it's not fancy. It's just easy, quick and easy. So I have my veggies on top of my eggs, a little salt and pepper. Sometimes I do everything but the bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's. Just gonna do a little bit of salt. And we'll do a little everything but the bagel seasoning. This is what it looks like. If you don't have a Trader Joe's by you, they don't have it at Kroger, but I used to get it on Amazon. So Amazon prices are a little different, a little more expensive. So this from Trader Joe's is $1.99. From Amazon, it's like $6.99. So I was excited when I actually found it. And the one on Amazon actually says Trader Joe's on it. So find you at Trader Joe's. And I flip it. Sometimes they mix together nicely and like the veggies will mesh together with the eggs. Sometimes they're completely separate. Like I said, not fancy. Turn the heat down. While that's cooking, I'm making sandwiches for the kids' lunches. So, I don't know about you, but they can't like the exact same thing because that would be too easy. So, like I said, she's in ham sandwich mode. She likes mustard. He likes mayo. So he's gonna get a ham sandwich with mayo. And normally I have music playing in the background, but number one, I'm using my phone. So obviously I can't. And number two, Facebook doesn't like when you play music. It deletes your video because, you know, I'm claiming to have rights to that music or something. I don't know. So I just put a slice of cheese and I get this ham from the deli for the kids. Nothing you really need to know. I'm just sharing that. He likes 1 slice of ham, she likes 2. Don't mix with your jalapenos. So that's about done. Depending on how well done you like your eggs. So nothing fancy, like I said. Just throwing that on a plate. So the eggs are done. So I'll show you the next part of my breakfast. I like kale, sauteed kale, and lemon juice and pine nuts. So I do chop my kale up ahead of time and I just put it in this container. Have my green container so I can measure out because it's easy to go overboard with, you know, veggies. So the tricks with the containers are you want to, as long as you can put the lid on it, it counts. So I stuff that sucker full of kale because you know it shrivels down. Like it's sort of like spinach in that way. So I stuff it in there and I'll show you here in a second. Stuff, and it actually holds quite a bit. So obviously I can get the lid on top of that. And so even though when you let go, it kind of goes over. But that counts as 1 full green. So this is what I do. I still have my egg remnants in there. Turn it on. I put my kale in and then I add water. So let me get my lid. It's not really a lid, it's a sheet pan. So kale, stuff it on top. There's nothing in that pan, there's no oil or anything because I'm gonna add water. I don't know if you can see that, it's quite a bit of kale in there. And I don't measure water, I just put, sometimes I add more. I'll add a little more. And then I put the lid on and let that saute down while I'm finishing sandwiches. So you can see, mom life, you're doing 5,000 things at one time. And they have these cute little containers. I think I got these at Target. And I just put the kids' sandwiches in there. And you gotta cut them in half or, you know, make them cute. Sometimes I even do the little like cookie cutter prints, you know. I probably should get some. Oh, I probably have Christmas ones where you put a little Christmas shape in there. And, oops, I put the wrong lid on it. They think it's fun. They don't care to eat like the middle of the sandwich and then the crust. The one kind of doesn't like crust, but. All right, and then my son likes mayo or mustard. What'd I say? He likes mayo, she likes mustard. So mustard. This is gonna be for her, so I'm gonna use 2 slices. Because she's bougie like that. And then more mustard on the other side. Okay. So, and he's got a little blue one. All right. So sandwiches are done. Checking on my kale. And you can cook it down to however soft you want it. If you like it a little bit crunchier, obviously you're not going to cook it as long. Then while that's cooking, I'm going to show you my lunch. So I don't know if you saw my stories the other day where I cooked chili in the crock pot. So chili in the crock pot that I cooked was a 21-day fix recipe. Super easy. If you guys want the recipe, I can post it in here. But I cook it in the crock pot overnight. All you have to do is brown the meat, cut up the onion, and then if you want fresh garlic, I just used the garlic from the container. And so I put it in this container and just keep it in the fridge. And so every day I portion out my 2 cups. So 2 cups is 1 serving for this recipe. And so this is how I do it. I get my 4-cup measuring cup, it holds 4 cups, and scoop out 2 cups. All while my kale is still cooking, all right? And I'm not like, it doesn't have to be mega. You just don't want it going over all the time. Roughly 2 cups, okay? It's still cold because it just got out of the fridge. Put a little napkin on it. And I warm that up. probably 3 minutes or so. All right. So my kale should be right about done. And I don't like dishes, so I used a paper plate. Sometimes when I add, like I said, I don't measure my water. Sometimes if I add too much water, then I'll scoop it all to the side and then drain out the water in the sink. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right. Then I just put that on my plate, my paper plate. Turn off the heat. Don't forget that step. Done that before when I'm doing too many things. So, my secret ingredient to my kale mix: lemon juice and pine nuts. So, pine nuts count as an orange because they're seeds, nuts, and it's in this little container. So you can see the difference in the size. This is the green, this is the orange. I usually get a bag of them from Kroger, and it's like $3 and I don't know, maybe $3.50. But David found these from the salad bar. So I'm trying it out to see like how long they stay fresh, because you know, obviously it's a little different than a bag that seals. It's like a container, but it still seals. So I use my orange and I measure. As long as the lid fits, it works. And I pour those on top. And I do have fresh lemons, which I like to put in my water, cut it up. So I keep this thing around with me probably every time that I'm home. Like this is always nearby. It's got a straw, so it's easy to just take and sip. And then lemon added to water doesn't count as anything. Lemon added to my kale doesn't count as anything. But you know, if you're in a bind, you just add lemon juice from the container. I like mine a little more tart. And so that is actually it for my breakfast. 2 eggs, half of a green of veggies, a full green of kale, a orange of pine nuts, lemon juice on top. And this is what it looks like all done. So I'll put that to the side until I finish the rest of what I was doing, because I'm almost done. I'm gonna move this out of the way and show you what I do with my lunch. So I do home care, and so I work from my car. So in the winter, I like soups, chilies, things like that keep me warm when I'm in the car. And it's really easy to prepare ahead of time and bring with me. So I have this thermos that I got from Kroger. You can probably get it on Amazon. It's like 20 bucks. And in the winter, even in the summertime, I like soups. So got my soup or my chili that I heated up. I think I did like 3 minutes, but here's the secret about me. I like my hot things mega hot and my cold things mega cold. So I know people like room temperature water, that's where it's at. No, it has to be ice water. Lemon water is my favorite drink of all time. I'll choose that over anything most days of the week. So I usually do this over the sink, but I'm gonna try to do it here. And so I take a little spoon and I take it and then I just put it in my thermos. Or you can do it like this. So that I measured out 2 cups. And for this recipe, 2 cups equals 1 red. So that is the ground turkey or whatever type of meat that you're gonna use, counts as a red. Then it has one green because it has an onion in it, and I can't remember the other ingredients, garlic. And then a yellow, so that's your carb, and that is from the beans. So I just put this little lid on it like that. Then it comes with this other little lid that I think just keeps the seal on it, and also you can use it as a bowl, but I just bring a Tupperware container. All right, and so here's my glorious lunchbox. Put it in there along with a spoon, a napkin, and a Tupperware. So that'll be for my lunch. And that's it. I usually will bring, that's not it. I usually will bring a piece of fruit. And that is a purple. So and for breakfast, I have my 2 eggs, my kale, and then mid-morning, I have my fruit, and then I bring my Shakeology with me when I leave. So in my Shakeology, I do chocolate almond milk, I do ice, sometimes I do half of a frozen banana, which is another serving of fruit. It's just my second serving of fruit for the day. So then, you know, by lunchtime, I've gone through my purples. And so that's how I get my purples in, because, you know, some people don't like fruit. I love it. I wish I got more than 2, but it keeps me on track because, you know, the sugar content is what makes a difference. So in my lunchbox, I usually will bring my lunch in the thermos, my fruit, and then a sparkling water. So I switch it up every now and again. This one was from my recent Trader Joe's haul, and it is a blueberry lemonade. It's not my favorite, but I like the AHA brand. It's got a lot of really good ones, or bubbly. And it's just literally just sparkling water, nothing else. No calories, no sodium, no carbs, nothing. Carbonated water. And so I bring that with me, and that is my lunch. So you see my breakfast and my lunch using the containers. It's pretty simple. Yeah, so let me know if you guys have questions or if you want more of this. I'm surprised the kids didn't wake up, so happy about that. But yeah, let me know if you want more of this or if you want that chili recipe. I can post it in the group. So have a great day, guys.